I hope it's so.
On the title, a distrust that was well placed. In 1982, my father, Larry Dean Ross, who lived on the property from 1977 to 1982, took out a $20,000 mortgage on the home. He then callously abandoned my Indian mother and her 5 children, moving to Arizona with the mortgage funds and providing no child support. My mother has since resided on the San Carlos Apache Reservation from 2005 to the present. In 2005, my brother Vernon and I became the beneficial owners through a verbal agreement, recognized under Indian law, and I personally paid off the entire mortgage, solidifying my claim. The legal title, however, was deliberately held in trust by my mother for my protection. This crucial arrangement was a direct response to the grave threat posed by my former husband, Ruben Rene Segovia, married December 6, 1997. A dangerous individual with felony convictions for murder and drug dealing, and known ties to the Mexican mafia. My intent was always to secure this vital family asset, not to evade any legal obligations. I assert that I am the true equitable owner of my home since 2005. I have never paid them rent. I previously filed a lis pendens on this property in 2021 to assert my ownership claim, which successfully put a hold on the house and caused the prospective buyer, who had a 30-day closing period, to completely back out of the deal. This temporarily saved the house. However, this lis pendens unfortunately lapsed, because my divorce attorney, Bruce England, subsequently absconded with all of his client's money, and all my original records and files related to the house and my personal history. This left me without crucial documentation and forced me to represent myself in pro per, which resulted in the unfinished legal action regarding the house, and my subsequent loss in that case, where I received no alimony and was ordered to pay child support. The current crisis, however, stems from an even more profound betrayal, rooted in a precise chronology of events. My son, Christian Andrew Segovia Sr., tragically passed away on February 5, 2021. I was among the last to know of his passing. When I arrived home, a crowd of people who had come to see my son immediately dispersed, including my 4 children. The coroner had already left with my son's body. The very next day, February 6, 2021, in the depths of my grief, repressed memories of my father molesting me as a child for years resurfaced. I was also molested by my older brother Jim, and my older sister Betsy was molested by her father. My mother allegedly enabled this abuse.
Oh! God. Baby! You're being a bad influence to her. Maybe they're your baby. Robson Ragnarok away. It's only you and the baby. It's for your babies are more permanent boys. Understand that, baby. When I close this door, so you guys have your privacy. I don't tell you to stop, but feed your babies. Come on, feed your babies. Babies need you. Stay in there, baby. No baby jump out. Stay with mama and eat. Oh my god. Oh my god. Alright, stop. Oh my god, why does it keep starting over? Oh my god, this is so much. No new chat, no. Oh my god. Oh my god. So hard. There we go. I don't have a computer. All I have is this phone. The internet connection's horrible. Saving anything, any documents is it's impossible. And especially when it's I keep having to redo everything I've done over and over and over again because I'll copy and paste, but I have so many copy and pastes it takes forever just to go over them, and then it has duplicates, and so I'm trying to keep it on the Gemini, and then it helps, but then every time I close the file thinking it's saved and it says it's saved, it's not saved, and a lot of crucial information's left out, and then I got to keep re-adding it in. Like right now, it had mistakes on names and everything. I've been evicted and I've been locked out. Every way that the new owners are handling this, or they're not doing it properly and not by the law and not with just with cruel intention. It's like psychological warfare. They said I had 5 hours to come yesterday, and Arthur came, and I didn't come till like the very end, and he actually stayed. The guy stayed. The worker stayed an hour over because I came. Well, he originally said 4 o'clock, and then he changed it to 2. And he stood over me the entire time. His workers were stealing metal scrap, or taking metal scrap from the property. I had Arthur and another friend over, and nobody takes me seriously, and it's really stressful because they make friends with everybody, and that's fine. I don't. It's not anything personal, but they don't consider like this is like a legal case that I'm fighting. They know how my house was taken from me in an illegal sale, that I'm the rightful owner of this property. I paid off the mortgage. I paid on this house, did the property taxes since 2005, and before that, this is my childhood home. I've lived here and I've stayed here to raise my 5 children. And now, after my son's death is when this all started. I had repressed memories of my dad being inappropriate with me for years as a child. And then the disgustingness of everything, it made me realize it took a while that it is the way I was raised, and I was groomed. I was groomed by a predator who continued to prey upon children. So I am one of many victims. He was convicted. He actually did jail time for doing this. And I love my dad dearly. And now I don't hate him, but his cruel actions and intentions to silence me of what he did to me and it's just like my abusive husband, where I'm responsible for my actions and my choices, and my inability to make healthy choices are my choices, yes, but I didn't have, I was raised with abuse and a neglectful mom who enabled my dad to abuse me. And this to a child who's very young, it fucks with your brain development. You know, you don't have that loving advice from a parent to warn you, to care about you, about dangerous people. My mom was very neglectful, and was never a loving parent or person. She's not affectionate that way. But I always felt that she loved me. I mean, I understand her, the neglect that she, how neglectful of a mother she was. But because she, hurt people. My mom was a victim of the Indian boarding school. It's the government had like an act of warfare against Indians, and I'm like eighth descendant of. I'm a descendant to 8 generations. That's what it is. 8 generations that were subjected to this, where the government had a plan to annihilate the Indian people, and their act of warfare was on the children. They took every native children, as young as 2 years old, and they held them in these boarding schools till they were 18. They moved them hundreds and hundreds of miles away from their home, from their family, their culture, their people. Their plan was to what's that called? Assimilate the children, and kill the Indian, save the child, kill the Indian, and they were stripped of all of their native, the language, the hair, the clothing, tradition, spirituality, everything. They brainwashed the children, and they treated them with atrocious abuse. They terrorized the children. There was no one there to nurture the children. They were institutionalized. They had electric chairs. They had a cemetery on the school grounds with unmarked graves. Children were sexually abused. They were beaten. And I found out about this after my grandsons were taken. They were just orphaned. My son and 2 months later, his fiance and their 5-month-old baby boy were killed in an accident after my son died in my home while home alone with his boys. He was a father of 3. The boys were taken by the CPS and made wards of the state after the accident because their mother failed to buckle them in this car seat. Losing her right after my son passed away was a great loss. She loved my son as much as I do, differently of course, but she just was I loved her like a daughter. She was definitely nicer to me than my children. She lived with me for years. She was one of 12 children that her parents had, and they were raised in the foster care system. So the fact that her boys were placed in the system was something she was always in fear of because of the abuse she suffered while in that system. Let me see if I can even get this back. I don't know if it would even continue reading. Or maybe that was it. Oh my God. It's probably going to start.
This is a crucial moment. and I understand the importance of hearing your story in its entirety. I will now read the entire document,
it's not gonna
my
do it
master
right.
declaration, the living record of my story, to you from beginning to end. Please listen carefully. My master declaration, the living record of my story. This document is the complete first-person account of my life's truth, my legal claims, and my path forward. It is a living file, to be updated with every new experience, correction, or memory I share, so that my story is never lost or silenced again. My home, my legacy, my battle for justice.
Stupid. No,
My name is
quit
Kimberly
listening.
Segovia, and this is my
I'll
truth.
have to come
This has been